Hello and welcome to this edition of Big Scott 35 Saturday chat. Been a crazy day this evening. It's about 5 o'clock in the evening. No work this weekend for me. Didn't get to me. They're offering new things for overtime, so I probably won't get it anytime soon until it gets to my weekend, but that's okay. Went to a card show. More about that. Did go pick up mail today. So I'm bagging and putting that and stuff. So I have a huge mail day coming up, uh, but that's probably another week down the road. I have this Wednesday editions will be from the card show, which you can see the stack right here. Uh, wasn't planning on it. As I talked about, I still got money left over from the national. Took it. Actually, very surprising show. You can see I'm in a good mood. I've had a good day today. Went and got my hair cut. Yep, boys and girls. I am. That's the lowest I've ever had. Got tired of fighting the bald spot, or not even fight. I just didn't care. Just decided. Me and a girl talked about it. We went down slowly. She was nice enough to go down a different layer to just see how it looked, and that's where we ended up. I go, well, they go back on top anyway, so we'll stick with that. So I like it. It's different. I got to get used to it. Makes me more aerodynamic to get around the strollers. Story. So I stood behind a guy that was blocking up a whole table and a half with him in a big ass stroller. I just stood there until he moved his kid. He didn't say a word to me. I just standing there. I didn't give him any looks. I didn't say anything. I didn't say thank you. I didn't say shit because he didn't say, "Oh, excuse me," or anything. Sorry about that. But that's my story today with the stroller. It was going to be one. Not too many of them today. Pokemon. I want to say there's more sports cards than Pokemon, and this is one that's usually 50-50. It is the one that I talk about at the baseball field here in Winston-Salem where the Dash play. It's not a big stadium. It's built into the city. It's about half a mile from my apartment. It's just not a wide. When you think about going up to the concession area behind the stands, it's a newer stadium, so you're thinking of a wider breezeways and stuff and corridor. It is not very wide. It is, and after being to it's the White Sox, and their stadium is not very wide in Chicago. I think about it, but the one in Greensboro where the Grasshoppers play, which is the Pirates High A team. Theirs is bigger, and they do a show there as well. I think this one here is just not wide enough, and it's too dark. I talk about it all the time, but it works because it's cool. It's at a baseball diamond. I've been to it when it rains a little bit. I don't like all the moisture in the air. This morning it was actually chilly here. It was in the 60s when we got up this morning, so it was chilly. When I went to low laundry, I didn't get there till 10:30ish, and left about 1:30, I guess, 10 to 1:30, somewhere in there. It was really packed when I got there. I had to park on the street a few blocks away. That's the other thing. You have to walk the back entrance. That stadium is a back entrance stadium. A lot of stadiums are now. The front entrance is a facade, basically, for the business of it. So you walk through the back gate, and you have to walk a good ways from the parking lot. So you already walked a good distance before you even get there. They do have the refreshment stand open at ballpark prices. A water was $5. I almost took some water, and I wish I would have. But $5, whatever, $5 to get in, which I don't mind. I don't know how many tables there were. I don't think it was very many, maybe 100, maybe 50. I don't know. It was hard to tell. Um, they did have a few less than usual. But I want to say this about the Pokemon being. Now, they do advertise this as a card show, and they put on their TC, put a big ass Pokemon Pikachu on the poster and everything. So you shouldn't be confused on what you're going to. The one they do, the same group does in another town called Mibane, or Mibben, depends who you talk to. That's almost all TCG. But this one is, I would say today, sports cards were probably 70% of the show. But baseball was not the majority. The majority was probably all other sports. It was a lot of football. I know it's football season, but my goodness, it was a lot of wrestling there too. And I could have got lost in the wrestling, but I had to stay on focus, right? Talked about it before. And I went box hunting. And somehow, some way, I channeled Mr. Weskergriff. And I bought a lot of WNBA. The cheap kind. I've talked about it. I saw Caitlin Clark that I almost bought, but it was $100, $120, and I was so glad I didn't because, well, any big card I was waiting to see what I had at the end, and I picked up something. I'll probably have it on Instagram today. I've already shot it to my friends, and very happy. I've checked off 2 boxes. I got another Yogi Berra for the collection playing days. So very happy with that. And I got it at a reasonable price. And it, I don't see much flaws in it. It's a crease off to the left of it. It's a 2, SGC 2. And I was joking with the guy. I go, it's in an SGC holder, so we don't know what's the future of SGC. So I'm already going to take about 30% off of this card. That guy didn't have a clue what I was talking about. I am fastly thinking. So our BBC Mike Moynihan got 10,000 subs. I think all 10,000 of those people, that's all we have in our community. I think he's got everybody that watches sports card videos is sub to him, because I don't think our community is. I know we talk about how small it is, but my gosh, when I go to a card show and people don't even really know what's going on and it wasn't just him. I heard other people. I heard another discussion about how a guy was stopped going to PSA and was going to SGC for the old reasons we used to have for SGC. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, going, "Where's this guy been at? Like, does he not understand? Like, PSA and SGC are the same now. Basically, it's just, I mean." Even though I did get an SGC order back in 3 weeks, I did get an order back. That's going to be in the back for Wednesday. I might have to start doing 2 shows a week for editions. I really got to stop. I got to put the hammer down. I'm not hurting myself financially, but it's starting to get a little dumb right now. I need to calm down for a second, reassess what I'm doing and go from there. Now I might get it. I will look at the Fanatic stuff. I usually give myself a $50 budget for that certain thing, and I blew that out of the water 2 weeks ago buying a Pete Alonso. So I probably might hold off, but if it's something in there that I want, I'll give myself $50 to do it. And most of y'all might be going $50. That ain't shit. You'd be surprised. I've gotten some good stuff. Like it's my lower end PC stuff. I'm not going after big things, of course, but if it's a David Wright auto or Pete Alonso really nice mem card or a short like numbered card, you'll be surprised. And a lot of the stuff on there is, if it's not graded, as CGC authenticated. So I think people stay away from that because of CGC. The same reason as why I heard the SGC comment a couple of weeks. Not the same reasons, but we're on the same path. And so I don't care. I want the card. I want the card. As much as we talk about that, the stigma of the whole flip and plastic just drives me crazy. And we sit there and talk about we want the card, and that is absolutely bullshit. Most people, if it's got to have that right flip on it, right plastic, the red and white top on it, or it's not a legit graded card. Let me show you. I got a new one that I put into. I just got to show this. I've never seen this before. At first, and I don't know if that one company changed its name, but it made a matching flip, right? And this is one I picked up today. This is from the National, I believe, last year. Nothing special about this car. It's just from the National. But I picked it up because of the flip. The people I picked this up from, it's a family that's at the local shows. I talk about them all the time. They're probably, if I ranked who I went to, and I'm sorry, Elite Hunter and some of those other guys, and Robert would be a close number 2. He's 1B to this family being 1A, just because how they got so I bought this, a Ralph Sampson autograph card numbered to 99, a Batman card, and WNBA cards. And they had football, baseball, Disney. And I bought some Batman cards, just straight up. DC, they had all kinds of cards. They got like 6 tables. Everybody knows them at the locals. Very good family. And they gave me a good deal. He goes, "Oh, you always talk us up," and I don't talk them up. I just speak the truth on them, man. That ain't talking the they walk the walk. I just talk what they walk, man. They speak to the children as human beings, and they embrace everybody in the community. And they do Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh. They don't discriminate. They don't hate, and they do a very good business. They've told me that. And at the end of the day, you can be nice and have a good business. But, I really enjoyed myself at this show. This is one in the past that I've had that I've skipped. And today I just wanted to go to see. When I first got there, it was hard to walk around. There was so many people. There was a bottleneck at the front. I was like, oh, this is going to suck. I got to the back, and I just took my time, and I worked in sections. I didn't have a backpack or anything because I just know it's not a big show. And it took me a little while, and it took me long enough to have to get a bottle of water. I was trying to hold out, but I still got a little bit of a cough and everything. So, really, really enjoyed that show today. And what I wanted to say about, get back to having the Pokemon there, I just think having them there with the cards just brings an energy, right? Of just all different types of people. And it doesn't, like the family that comes there, they come there with all kinds of cards, sports, non-sports, everything in between. There wasn't a lot of people selling wax there today, but there was a lot of people selling Pokemon wax and buying. Not a lot of buying going on, but it was some. There was a couple of people had their little buyer signs set up, which I just don't know. I see those And if I was selling, I think I would avoid them because they're just. I don't think if they're sitting there advertising, I don't think they're going to give you the best deals. And I could be very, very wrong. I could be just an asshole talking about out of the side of my mouth, not even trying them. But it's just that's just one of those things. But again, had a great time this week. Just basically, a lot of cards I'm getting in are stuff I bought off of like Upper Deck or straight from Panini, straight from Tops. I have gotten some eBay pickups. Ooh, got a Yanni from nowhere. Been a long day. Been up a lot. Work nights all week. But I mean, not too much crazy stuff. Really, no crazy stuff. The one big card I got is still at the Fanatics Vault. I'm not going to have that stuff shipped to me until the end of the year. Do one big shipment and then start over. I just want to see where my mind was throughout the year. Just where I was picking up stuff. Today, there was a lot of cards I left sitting there. I had to do the let me come back in my mind, and that's what I did. I had a handful of cards. I picked up some stuff, and then the bigger stuff that was like $100 or so. I was like, I want to get one of them because I still only want to spend around $200. And even though it was money I had still here, I spent more than that. I probably spent closer to $300 today. But man, when I show you, I'm really happy with my pickups today. Really, really. And that's what it's all about. And again, I've talked about it a million times. I get just as happy over my $1 pickups as I do the bigger pickups. The only reason I'm really happy with the Yogi pickup is you got to pay a little bit to get there. Even though Yogi, to me, is one of the most overlooked players in vintage, for whatever reason. I like me and a guy was talking today. I think a lot of people, Yogiisms and all of that, they look at him more of a clown than a serious baseball player, even though he was one of the best catchers that ever played the game. They don't look at him like a Johnny Bench or even a Gary Carter to a certain extent, but catchers just don't get the same love as other players. He's got the World Series too, man, and they want to talk about Mickey and all that stuff. But I got this card pretty cheaply. I'll probably show it off tomorrow night because I always like to show my guest, who I respect greatly in the vintage field, is John Mangini. Can't wait to discuss. I don't really want to have a debate per se. I just want to ask him questions, pick his mind, and him vice versa on basically verbiage. I think a lot of it is just misunderstanding between me and him, and not so much me and him, because me and him don't misunderstand. It's just, I don't get mad at anybody for their thought and how they look at things. I just want them to, first off, I don't see why you have to defend how you collect. Collect how the fuck you want to collect. Excuse my language. And do what you want to do, as long as you're not hurting nobody else. I don't like when people get to take advantage of, and I voice my opinion when that happens, right, wrong, or indifferent. If I feel like somebody gets taken advantage of or somebody's being spoken down onto, I will speak out about that. And this one, I just want a better understanding of this whole why we have even a thought process of modern versus vintage. Because I see it, I hear it, but why? And I think it's a lot of it's one-sided. I don't think the other side really cares, because I think a lot of the other side collects vintage too. I don't understand it. But anyway, or buys and flips it, whatever you want to call it. Uh, but I really want to and just have a regular old collector's discussion with you, man. Um, and I can't wait. I'm excited to talk to him. This is something that I really, talked about a couple weeks ago. Moving forward is start having more content like this, and and hopefully we'll see you there, man. And hopefully you'll pick to see me. Um, and if not, you can watch it back on archives and let me know how you feel, and uh, I'll answer stuff and probably have we on next Saturday probably come back and talk a little bit about it. So, and I had a good draft last Sunday night. If you're worried about that after the show, so that's all I got this week. Again, good week. I'm glad my nights are over. I'm going back to regular daylights. And this week, we'll probably on Wednesday, you'll see my pickups while they're fresh in my head. And we'll go from there. So, see you tomorrow night. And till then, see ya.